we're back here at the Boys and Girls Club in Wilmington because we've opened back up again, and Mario here has expressed interest in wanting to start a podcast, which he's titled Bean Talk, and they've done 2 previous episodes, and we were planning to do more before the pandemic hit, but here we are now that we're open again, and we're trying to get this thing restarted. So I'm curious. Tell me. Let's remind the audience. Where did you come up with the name Bean Talk?
Well, Bean Talk, it's funny because my friend Brian has a really sense of humor, like a really nice one, and since we're all Latin Americans, and Latin Americans are usually stereotyped as liking beans.
Okay.
So they decided to name it Bean Talk. So.
Okay. Yeah, and I think it's a good name because it's simple, and it has an interesting visual attached to it. I think it'd be good for graphic art in the future, and it's something I think everybody can relate to. It's simple in the sense that like it's obviously like it's one word, but it's also simple in the respect that like anybody can identify with it. Like if you call this like water, like everybody drinks water.
Yes.
Everybody eats beans. You know, because it's yes, it's true that Latin American countries, they have a lot of beans, but there's beans all over the world, you know, different kinds of beans. Like I like making hummus, and hummus is made with garbanzo beans, which is a different kind of beans. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, also, I guess we should introduce ourselves. So I'm Larson. I'm the recording arts instructor here at the Wilmington Boys and Girls Club, and then Mario. He is the host of Bean Talk. Well, so why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Mario. I'm a member from the Boys and Girls Club here in Wilmington, California. Yeah.
And where do you go to high school?
I go to Phineas Banning High School.
Okay. Yeah, and how and what grade are you?
I'm currently now enrolled in the 12th. I'm a senior.
Oh, you're a senior now. So okay,
yes.
So you just finished the 11th grade.
Yes.
So you finished your 11th grade year during the pandemic.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty nice.
Okay, and so this is your last year at Banning.
Yes.
And so I imagine, are you thinking about college?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm thinking about it a lot since all this free time due to the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, have you decided to do anything? Is there something that you decided during the pandemic that you want to do that you weren't wanting to do previously?
Oh yes. I think like everybody said the idea of them being fat due to so much free time they have indoors, eating a lot.
Yeah.
So a lot of people decide to work out. So did I.
Okay. So you've been working out.
Yeah.
Cool. And what kind of workout have you been doing?
I've been mostly doing cardios and working on my legs. So
like running or biking?
Running. Yeah, mostly those exercises like squats and mostly everything to do with the legs.
When you go for a run, like do you do it daily? Do you do it weekly? Several times a week? Like do you have a schedule?
Oh, yeah, I usually do it daily, but if I'm too sore, I usually take a break.
Okay.
Like once or twice a week, I take a break.
Okay. All right. And anything else you've kind of? I mean, that's obviously a good thing that you've added that to your lifestyle during the pandemic. Have you done anything else other than school? And I mean, you were mentioning before that you were you said you're spending more time with your family.
Oh yes, yes, definitely. A lot of time with family. I think I was able to connect a lot more with my family. Just talk about certain stuff. Personal stuff.
Fantastic. That's good. And you said that you're usually like a very social person, but but you found that actually being like having more alone time, you found you've actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I usually get my energy from being around people and just having a great time, but being like isolated at home was also kind of a nice change for me.
Okay.
It was a interesting experience.
Very good. Okay. So, we decided that maybe we want to just do a kind of a recap, or more just like a bringing everybody up to speed because it's obviously the pandemic was a monkey wrench for everybody.
Yeah.
Threw things off. So let's get your opinions on Mario. Like first of all, how did you feel when like things shut down late March, early April?
Well, honestly, I was a little worried because everybody was panicking and everybody was just hoarding stuff, and I was like, what happened to the people that actually do need like food? Because once people started panicking, we didn't have anything in our fridge. I was like, oh wow, like there's nothing left in the store, and I was like a little worried, but not too much. But thankfully, everything restocked, and we were able to get food.
Okay. All right. And did you feel like more like, oh, this is something like this? Oh, this is gonna be short, and we'll get this over with, or did you think that like, oh man, this is the long haul? Like, did it feel like the end of the world, or did it feel like something that was like, oh, that we'll adapt to this?
Well, I knew it was gonna be pretty long because even the school board decided to cancel school.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I already knew it was gonna be a while because of that decision.
Yeah.
Like LAUSD being the second largest district in the U.S.
Yeah.
I was like, we shut down every single school. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So I knew it was gonna last a while. So
right. Okay, so you kind of from the very beginning you were prepared for to hunker down.
Yeah. So that's why previously I mentioned to you actually I had certain goals to do.
Yeah.
Like,
what were those goals? Do you mind sharing them?
Yeah, like I previously stated, exercising.
Okay.
Just finding more things to do, being more proactive in life. Because I haven't been proactive like ever since, like never in my life. So
yeah.
And since this opportunity came to have so much free time.
Yeah.
I mentioned those goals before actually we went to before we isolated ourselves.
Yeah. I have to commend you that for you're 17.
Yeah, I just turned barely 17.
Yeah, so happy birthday.
Yeah,
was it in July?
June.
Oh, June. Okay, so last month. All right, well, happy birthday. Yeah, so for a 17-year-old, and I guess when we were first talking about this, a 16-year-old having a desire to, impose some structure on your life and kind of like be more disciplined, or what have you been describing it? You said
being proactive.
Being more proactive. Yeah. So being more proactive. That's really admirable because I certainly didn't have decisions on wanting to be proactive until I was later in my 20s, and so that's a good thing. And I'm of the opinion, and I don't know if you would agree with me, but I'm of the opinion that that's good for anybody, men, women, of all ages, to be more proactive with their life and seek the best they can. And so I'm curious, at a young age, like what? First, like, would you agree? Like, like this. You're wanting to embrace proactivity. Do you think that's like a good thing that like a lot of people should do?
Well, yes, because I feel like most people will regret it later on in life, like when they're older. Because I saw this at a very young age. My mom really wanted me to do lots of things. She wanted me to be a strong reader. She wanted me to learn guitar. She wanted me to do so many things, learn to draw. Yeah. And at a very young age, she really, really wanted me to draw. And she told me, come on, I'll hire you a tutor to learn you how to draw so you can learn. I was like, nah, I don't really want it. It's not an interest of me. She's like, come on, you're just going to regret it later. And I was like, no, I didn't really think about it. But then as time moved past, I learned about anime and how they draw, and like it was amazing how talented these people were. Yeah. And then I was like, wow, I wish I could do that. Yeah. And now I'm regretting it because I wish I could draw now, and I feel like that would happen mostly for people in the future, like once they grow older. But thankfully for me, it happened at a very young age, realizing that you should do things even though they're not interested, even though having certain skills or having anything that will help you, cooking skills or anything that will help you later on in life. I think that's very important to have, even though you don't think you want it or you're not interested in it. It's still very important.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what. So then, I imagine you're very grateful to have parents who have been kind of encouraging you to live a full, proactive life from an early age.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm glad that we agree that this is something that's good for everybody. So, how would you, like anybody who's listening right now, is someone particularly a high school or maybe a junior high or maybe even someone who's older? How would you encourage someone to say that that they should also try to adopt a more proactive lifestyle?
I honestly don't know, because I think you should really experience it yourself, the how I experienced of not regretting not learning a certain skill. But all I have to say is just do it, even if you don't want to. It's very important. It's something you will not regret later on in life.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying it's almost like the saying. So Mark Twain said that 20 years from now you'll regret more the things you didn't do than the things you did do.
Yes.
So in other words, like maybe perhaps you don't like swimming, but if you never try swimming, then you'll never know if you'll regret it or not.
Yeah.
So whereas if you try to learn swimming, how to be a good swimmer, then and say you hate it, but you regret it, but then at least you know that you tried it and you did your best ever. But most, I imagine most people probably find that like did you start to enjoy art after, even though your mom was like, you didn't like it, but your mom was forcing you to do it? Did you start to enjoy it?
Well, yeah, because I was really grateful because I was able to draw any character I wanted.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So in other words, like you even found use in that skill, even though you initially didn't like it.
yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say I certainly feel the same way about piano. Like I was kind of more or less forced to play piano, and now I'm grateful I have that skill. Like even though I didn't like it from the beginning, I'm grateful I have it, and now I'd say I do like piano.
I think it's either you embrace it or you find a motive to liking it.
Yeah. It also makes me think that there's a saying in Zen that goes, if you try something for 2 minutes and find it boring, then try it for 4. If you still try it for boring, try it for 8 minutes. If you still find it boring, try it for 12, 16, and so on and so on. And eventually you find that when you try something for a very long time, you begin to find it very interesting. And it's not boring anymore.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about that statement?
I think it's true because, I don't know, you just might find joy in doing it. Because I think just doing it for like a certain period of time doesn't fully, you can't fully embrace the experience of doing something like that. Like playing piano, like it's like you might suck at it at first, but then once you start getting good and you like playing that melody or how you like playing it and it sounds amazing, you might enjoy it because like you can't believe you're doing that. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. You should definitely try something more than once, and definitely more than just 2 minutes. Yeah.
And so changing the subject a little bit. So how have you, so there's been a lot of things happening during this pandemic.
Yes.
More than just the coronavirus. There's been scandals in politics, there's been, threats of war, there's been natural disasters, there's been economic upheaval. What do you think about all this?
What I think about it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Well, I'm religious. I'm Christian.
Yeah.
So, so this could be related to ends of times,
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. It's just crazy how everything's going. It's all written there in the Bible. I'm sorry if I am embracing.
Hey, no, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's everything everything's there. Signs of war, signs of disease, natural disasters. Yeah. Right now, the floodings in China and Mexico. I didn't even know China was flooding. I knew Mexico was.
Well, yeah, like I said to you, like I just found out China was flooding today, and then when you told me Mexico was flooding, I was like, oh wow, there's everywhere's flooding.
Yeah, and then also earthquake in San Diego, I think.
Yeah, actually, I woke up 2 nights ago because I felt one of the earthquakes.
Really?
Yeah, it was very mild, but it was like, oh, there's an earthquake.
Yeah, but I think it was pretty bad. The one in San Diego.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, yeah. It's very interesting. Is there anything of all the many things that have been happening during the last 4 months and the pandemic? Is there anything that has particularly been on your mind more than others?
More than others? Mm-hmm. Not really. I just been so caught up in my own life. I really don't, because I was really able to connect with my family right now, and I I wasn't really paying much attention to what was really going outside, so I was like in my own shell right now.
Oh,
So
okay.
trying to block every negativity out,
Okay.
and it was pretty nice. But I know there's some problems, you know.
Yeah.
Has anything been on your mind since the
Well,
pandemic?
it jumps around certainly. It's there has been. I think I'm concerned about the economy because I understand why the shutdown took place. I understand why we're doing these things, but I wonder, I hope it's worth the cost that we've been paying, because right now we've been laying waste to our economy. And I really hope that we can look back in 10, 15, 20 years and be like, okay, well, that was good what we did. It was all for the better, rather than looking back and being like, wow, we made a really stupid mistake, and there's issues that we gonna have to deal with for a much longer time because of what we've done with the economy. So that's something that I've been thinking about, but largely I've been trying to stay away from current events, so to say, because it makes me sick. I don't know how you feel, but like when I listen to the news, I just I just feel sick from all the stuff that's going on. And then obviously you stay as aware as possible, and you talk to people, and they tell you stuff. Like we're being told like that Mexico is flooding. Like I didn't even have to go on the news to find that out. Someone just told me.
Yeah.
But I've been more concerned about, I mean, to quote Jordan Peterson, he says, put your life in perfect order before you criticize the world. And so I've been trying to take the opportunity of the pandemic to kind of put my house in perfect order. That's actually the correct quote, is put your house, not put your life. But I think it's more or less the same idea.
Yeah.
You put your house in perfect order. And so I've been focusing a lot on that. And so, and I find that when you begin to focus on your own individual responsibilities, it's not the world isn't as distracting, because you can find there's a lot of things you have to deal with in yourself. And so it's like, oh, I don't really have time to worry about, the Trump presidency or Biden or whoever, or flooding, even though I'll admit those are things that we should be aware about and be concerned about, but I don't have time to, because I'm too busy, taking care of the household.
I see.
But yeah, how would you say your peers, how are they handling this pandemic? Are they concerned? Do they not care?
Yeah, usually mom worries a lot,
Okay.
But
But I'm more curious about your peers, so like your fellow classmates, like
Oh no, honestly they're taking things very lightly.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think they have the mindset of this is gonna blow over fast.
Okay.
But it just seems to be getting worse. Everything.
Yeah.
And I think I haven't talked to them a lot.
Yeah.
Like I don't really like texting people a lot.
Okay.
I just don't like texting at all.
Okay.
So I rarely text. So
yeah.
So I haven't been caught up with them. So.
Oh, okay. So when you coming back to the Boys and Girls Club, it's like, is this the first time seeing some friends that you haven't seen in a while?
Yeah, it's actually pretty nice.
Oh, okay.
It really brought me a big smile to my face.
Oh, good. Well, yeah, that's good. Good to be back. Well, I'm curious, like going forward, what would you like to see done differently? And this could be locally, this could be internationally, this could be like maybe even in your own life. Like what are you looking forward to in the next coming weeks and months? Like how things could be better, different and better.
Honestly, I just hope people understand that this is very serious and they should be more cautious to whatever's going on, and just I don't know. Just hopefully everybody can come united to, like, as other countries like Korea has like been really united throughout this whole thing, and I wish as a country and everybody and every city and everywhere, people could just come together and come to understanding that we have to get through this together. And I hopefully that's something we could accomplish.
Okay. So you're hoping that you're looking forward in the next weeks or months that there could be more unity among and you mean this like nationally,
locally, anywhere.
everything. Okay. So, but I'll take it though. Like it seems like things have been pretty good at home for you. But do you think like other people have been having a hard time at home?
Almost definitely. I think
Yeah.
most people probably have fallen under depression. I think.
Yeah. Okay. So you mean like everything from like from the household, families, all the way up to like the whole country and the
Yes.
whole world. Okay.
It's just
Yeah.
a
Well,
problem we have to solve together.
yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be a lot of problems to solve. Well, I guess is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, hopefully, if anybody's listening to this,
Yeah.
this is we're barely starting this podcast,
Yeah.
and I hope we could get better at this, and hopefully more interesting content coming your way in the future. So stay tuned to that.
All right. Well, Mario, thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
I think I'm glad you're willing to get Bean Talk up and running again, and
Yep.
I think I'm going to support you 110%. We're going to do this.
Thank you, man. I really
All right.
appreciate it.
You wanna give a farewell to your audience?
Yes. This has been Bean Talk, and stay tuned to more awesome content. Thank you, everybody.